what a feel-good song. That's my first time hearing that song. Welcome to the Weekend Edition. I'm Fat Joe.
And I'm Kanye Bao, and welcome to our new home right here on SABC3.
Yeah, that's right. We got a great show planned for you guys. We're together for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We've got some special guests with us today.
Yes.
The lovely Kamini Patha.
Why, thank you.
Yeah? Kamini as in harmony.
Harmony as in harmony.
Do people still get the name wrong?
All
Do they
the
say
time.
Kamini?
Yes. I'll say, hi, I'm Kamini, and they're like, oh, you Kamini. Kamani.
Kamini,
Yeah, Kamini. Tebow's on Kaya FM. That's what he like when you before you won. What is it? Top Chef? Not Top Chef. What was the show?
Master Chef.
Master Chef. Do you watch TV?
I don't watch TV. I kept hearing him saying your name wrong. I mean, you can't get into the radio. Kamini.
Come inside. It's a good name, though.
Yeah.
The
Come
best is when
inside.
people say Kamini, like harmony.
Ugh.
Kamini Zamini.
Well, I mean...
Oh, he's going to write a song about you.
And we've got Ifani here joining us as well. Ifani.
Ifani.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. You guys are our first guests. You look fantastic. You've changed your look. You look different.
Yeah,
I like this.
Thank you very much.
What's happening?
There's a change that happened within me. You know, they say so within, so without.
Yeah.
So
So
I've changed
profound.
from, you know, my beliefs have changed. The way I see the world has changed. Now, instead of me chasing success, I attract it to myself.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, look, we got a long show planned for you guys today. Very action-packed, a lot happening. You're going to be performing. Actually, you're going to kick off the show with a performance.
Right now.
Right now. So I think maybe you should go get going.
For sure. It's my latest single. I'll make sure you guys enjoy it.
I believes in me.
Yes.
I love it.
And then, Kamini, you going to bless us with some of your culinary skills.
I am. I mean, because this is called the Weekend Edition,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
going to be cooking some stuff that are great for Saturday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Little bit indulgent, because I like to start my Saturday morning with a long run.
Right. Yes, you are. She's training for a marathon.
Oh.
Yeah. So you go out
you're
and
a
you...
fit chef that eats. It's great.
She who eats must run.
Hey.
I can imagine a lot of people at home right now completely disgusted because you're not only now running a marathon, you're well shaped, you're not like overweight, and you're an amazing cook.
And she eats.
And she eats.
Because, you know, people with great bodies don't eat.
No, you have to eat. What's the point? Life's too short.
Right.
But I think the new wave of chefs means like Gordon Ramsay, he runs marathons. All of them do because it's the balance.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So we're going to be having some great food. We're going to be showing you how to make this great food. But first off, performing his first single off his latest album, I Believes in Me. That's not a typo.
Let's imagine that it was February. Let's take it back.
Yeah.
Or fast forward.
There you go. Here's
February.
Ifani performing February.
Uzofika nini February sele kusele insuku ezingabi ebusuku wandilali ngathi ixesha aliyami uzofika nini February bawo uzofika nini February bawo uzofika nini February andikwazi ukulinda uthi naye kuma kafuna undishiya I'm telling her that I need to be there she's telling me that I need to be here kutheni ungenolinda kutheni ungenocinga if awulifuni iholo sana zolugcina she's telling me that I am not ready because ndithethe ngathi kululuku khulisa umntana ndisehotela ndikhangela iroom ndiserumini ndikhangela ifowuni ndisefowunini ndikhangela uthando ndisemathandweni ndikhangela ubomi utha kazukwazi ukundilinda ndizobuya obubomi bungekho. She was supposed to come in February, she was 22. She was supposed to be my baby mama, but she chose to be 22 and not to be a mama. And she said to me, go ahead and chase your dreams, Baba. Uzofika nini February? 1, 2, 3. Uzofika nini February? Uzofika nini February sele kusele insuku ezingabi usuku andilali ngathi ixesha alihambi uzofika nini uFebruary uzofika nini uFebruary say uzofika nini uFebruary andikwazi ukulinda uthi naye kumba kafundi beshiya I'm telling her that I need to be there she's telling me that I need to be here tell me to lead tell me to think if I only put the only son is all clean she's telling me that I am not ready because I'm touching at the kululu kulu somtala the sound of tala the kangali room say room in the kangali phone the phone in the kangalu time the summertime when the kangalu mom uta kazu kwazu kundi linda dizo buya engekho she was supposed to come in February she was supposed to come in February she was supposed to come in February she was 22 she said she was supposed to come in February she was 22 she was supposed to be my baby mama but she chose to be 22 and not to be a mama and she said to me go ahead and chase your dreams baba chase your dreams baba chase your dreams chase your dreams uzofika nini February chase your dreams baba chase your dreams 1 2 uzofika nini February
Did you see that?
That was amazing.
You learned that from me.
Of course he did.
All right, so we're going to be back with more of the weekend edition after this. Stick around.
Uzobuya nini February. Welcome back to the weekend edition. Still here on SABC3. So she was 22
Yes.
in February. What's her name?
Yeah, I had this very beautiful girlfriend that I fell in love with, and we fell pregnant, and the baby was due in February. So I was like so excited, I'm gonna be a young father, but after a long, up and down conversations, we decided not to keep the baby.
Aww.
So then I felt so ashamed, I felt so guilty, I went through depression.
Yeah.
And with this song, this is me saying that I'm letting go of that pain, I'm letting go of that shame, and I'm embracing the future now. Because she was like, you know what, let's not keep the baby, because you have so much going on for you. And I was like, I can drop it, trust me, I don't care about these songs. She was like, no, trust me, this is
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams. So now I am saying I'm letting go of that pain and I'm following my dreams.
Are you guys still together?
No. She moved on and she's married.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you guys still talk, though?
Yeah, we still talk.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so strange how you always remember everyone that has had such a spot in your life.
Yeah.
And how important they are. But you have changed.
Yes, I have.
Look at you.
Thank you for noticing.
GQ. Huh? Do you eat, though?
Thank
Because you
you.
also look like you don't eat.
No,
you got a good
I
body.
eat healthy. I was a garden boy when I was growing up with Impromptu, who's represented by these shades here.
see.
Yeah, so I'm very into healthy stuff.
Well, let's go to the kitchen because I can smell something and I think something's coming. Joe, what's happening?
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, girl. We are making croque monsieurs, right?
Yes.
The jacket is off. Wow.
Yeah.
You mean business.
I've gotta get my hands dirty here.
We turn up the heat in the kitchen, so.
What's crazy is that you and I have been neighbors, like literal neighbors, divided by a wall for many, many years.
What?
We've always talked food, but I've never tasted your food. So this is the first time I'm actually going to experience your cooking.
No pressure, Joe, no pressure.
Yeah, so walk us through it. What are we doing?
So I'm making for you a croque monsieur. It's it's kind of the best French open toasted cheese sandwich you've ever had. So first what
We're
you got
making
to
grilled
do...
cheese sandwiches.
No. Why? Anyway, this is the best
Okay,
grilled
okay,
sandwich.
okay, okay.
So first we're going to start with some melted butter and then throw in a little bit of flour.
Right.
So we're making a roux for the bechamel sauce. I feel like the reason why I got into food is so I can say, here's the one I prepared earlier.
Okay.
Right. So
All
anyway,
right.
you're going to cook off the flour, make sure that it doesn't get too brown because this is effectively a white sauce. And then you'd add in your milk,
All right.
and then you'd cook it off until it was thick
Right.
and ready to spread, much like this.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
going to switch this off quickly so I can assemble. So what we've got here is we've made some sourdough toast earlier.
Right.
And then...
You put those in the oven, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's easier just because you'd be standing in front of your toaster forever.
Right, yeah,
otherwise.
and there's not many toasters with 10 slots,
Well,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Will you pass me a teaspoon or a knife?
A
from
teaspoon,
here?
yes. Or a knife.
Or a knife.
A teaspoon or a knife. What would you like?
Well, I mean, you can still...
Okay.
Can I show you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've got here is we've got some Dijon mustard.
Right.
You could use English if you wanted it a little bit spicier. All I'm doing is I'm placing some of this mustard onto the bread. And then, because, I mean, the recipe does call for ham.
Ham.
I've used gypsy ham. But being my neighbor, you know that I'm obsessed
With pork. Yeah, she's a pork fanatic.
They're cute and delicious.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So I'm putting this gypsy ham onto the bread, and I'm just gonna trim off the edges here.
Where's this dish from? I mean, why croque monsieur?
It's French, so croque means crunch. So it's really like the sir crunch, if you
Okay,
will.
I like crunchy things, yeah.
Good news, a little bit more ham. And then I'm going to put some of this bechamel. I'll use your knife now.
All right. So you don't have to make it pretty or, you kind of just rip that ham up.
Look, it's going to be great because
Right.
then we're going to put it under the grill.
Okay.
And then you're going to grill all the cheese. And this won't really matter because then you're going to get golden beautiful.
Okay.
Golden and beautiful. Okay, there we go.
I'm trying to imagine somebody going through the trouble of making, you said this is a roux?
This is the bechamel sauce.
Oh, the bechamel, yeah, making this bechamel sauce for a sandwich.
Wait until you taste it.
Okay.
This is also the perfect after you run 14 kilometers. This is really indulgent
Right.
because it's butter and it's flour and it's ham.
So it's very caloric.
Exactly.
All right.
But it's okay because
You've burnt it off, yeah.
Exactly. Now I've got some Gruyere cheese here.
Mm-hmm.
Gruyere is amazing. Smell that. It's a hard.
Wow, yeah, it is. It's different.
It's quite strong.
Yeah.
It's like nutty as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Just gonna sprinkle.
So it's not mozzarella, guys. It's what again?
Gruyere.
Gruyere, yes.
Yes.
Gruyere cheese for the croque monsieur. This is very fancy, it would seem.
Well, it's French. And
Right,
French
okay.
do like to be fancy. Okay, I'm going to stick these.
Can I help you with anything?
You may. I'm just going to take these extra slices of bread
Let me
off.
hold this for you.
Thank you.
It's the least I could do. Right, okay. And
I'm
then
gonna-
what
oh,
happens
oh,
now?
wait, wait,
Okay,
Take it.
okay. Oh, you still need it.
I still need it. There we go. And please will you put it into the grill?
The grill, which is a preheated oven, right? So,
Well, no, it's not oven, it's grill. So
Oh, it's
all
a
the heat's
grill.
coming from the top, and so
Right,
you're going to
right,
get
right.
this really beautiful cheese crust.
oh, okay. No, this thing is an oven, isn't it?
It is an oven, but,
okay,
it,
but it's on grill.
Yeah, it is on grill.
Okay. How long do you put it in there for?
Probably about 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
you've got to see when the cheese, when it gets that really sexy bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. No, brilliant. And then what would be a perfect accompaniment to this great, amazing grilled cheese sandwich?
Look, I always believe in eating healthily. So I would like to pair this with a side salad. Just got some leaves. We've got some cucumber ribbons.
Yeah.
And actually, Joe, would you mind slicing a few of these in half for me? These are baby corn.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right. While I slice this,
Yes.
and while the croque monsieurs are cooking, Kanye,
Yeah, well.
did you guys do any bit of gardening? Do you guys garden at all?
I believe you did a bit of gardening. Shucks, I don't garden.
Is it?
No.
So you go to the market and you garden there?
To the market I do go, but I do prefer going to these old ladies on the side of the road that sell veggies because I think those are organic.
Yeah.
Because I think some of you have probably seen it on social media where you know, people inject things into stuff so it grows quick.
Yes,
So
you're right.
organic gardening is actually the best way of doing certain things to make sure that you're healthy. And I believe if it's behind your house, it's very, very healthy. So our next segment, let's go off and see how to garden living in the city, because people that live in the cities believe that it's quite difficult to have a garden. And Ben Getz of Urban Harvest is showing us how to live in the city and how to have a garden. So let's go off and see how to garden in the urban way.
Urban food gardening is super fun, but a popular misconception is that you can't do food gardening in midwinter. The truth is that winter gardens can be highly productive and in many ways are even easier than summer gardens. If you have a look at the garden behind me over here, you'll see that it's super productive, and we're going to look today at a couple of very basic garden maintenance tips for your winter garden. There's a wide variety of crops available in the winter, and they're less susceptible to pests because of the cold weather. Some of the varieties we've got growing in this garden include peas, bulb onions, leeks, broccolis, cauliflowers, beetroot, turnips, spinach, and more. There's quite a wide variety that you can get. So some of the key garden maintenance tips you'll be looking at in winter include, for a start, looking after your compost. That means turning your compost, keeping your compost moist, and keeping your compost neat. Next, we'll be looking at weeding the garden. This has both an aesthetic value, but also it helps to make more of the nutrients available to the plants you're trying to grow. Things, for example, like invasive grasses can become a real problem if they're left for too long. So it is important to take the weeds out from the roots, to take them out properly, and most weeds can be incorporated back into your compost or your earthworm farm. The other thing that's really important, and this is important throughout the year, is to keep your garden well mulched. That means putting a layer of organic material both in the pathways and on your vegetable beds. In this case, we're using wood chip for the pathways and straw mulch for the beds. There's a lot of benefits to mulch. One of the things is that it keeps the soil temperature even. It's an insulation layer, but it also helps to suppress weeds. And it's also organic matter which gets turned back into compost and will be feeding your garden in situ. Other than the mulch, we'll also look at feeding your garden, and this one's very important, especially in winter. If you make your own organic liquid fertilizer or buy a liquid fertilizer, you're not only feeding the plants, but you're also it gives you an opportunity to do some deep watering, and that means using the watering can and really soaking the soil to give the plants a really deep and long drink. There are some special plant care points. For example, your root crops will tend to start, things like carrots, beetroots, turnips will tend to start popping out of the soil, and it's a really good time to mound soil around the part of the root that's showing. This helps to grow bigger root crops and also sweeter. If they're exposed to the sunlight, even in the winter time, kind of get a little bit of a scale or a scabbiness, and they become a bit more bitter. So we want to mound the root crops. And then of course things like trellising are really important. Broad beans need to be trellised, peas definitely need to be trellised. So and winter's a great time to get these things done, because there isn't a lot of planting to be done in midwinter. As I've said, there's a whole lot of varieties available to harvest and that are growing, but being midwinter, not a lot of planting. So we're looking at these other aspects. And the last, but certainly not least, best aspect of garden care is harvesting your vegetables. Now, this is not just about getting fresh organic food to your table, but it's also about keeping dead leaves out of the garden, which might promote pests, and also keeping the garden looking neat. There you have a few tips to help you keep your winter garden looking absolutely beautiful, abundant, and full of fresh organic produce.
Thank you, Ben Getz from Urban Harvest. I think gardening is something we all need to get into, and no more city living excuses. So, Kamini, what do we have here?
Now we've got the croque monsieur, which has been done. To be
Okay.
honest, I would have wanted it to be a bit more brown,
Right.
but now you actually get to taste some of our
Absolutely,
food.
yeah. Can I dig in?
You
so
may.
the perfect accompaniment would be a nice salad. What would you call this? A garden salad? A house salad?
Look, this is whatever you have in your fridge.
Right,
So
right.
it's a bit of lettuce, it's a bit of tomato. It's really crunchy, and it needs to go with this very decadent cheese sandwich.
Oh, and the cheese is dripping.
Look at
Now, what
that.
would be the perfect drink for this?
I've got exactly the thing.
Okay. I'm gonna have the drink after the break.
So good.
Welcome back to the weekend edition. That song is fresh, isn't it? But I've always wondered, in the morning, this coffee craze. Don't judge me, but why can't you just go to any supermarket and get a tin of generic coffee with water and just put it in a mug?
I think everyone's heading towards quality coffee, which does mean that you've got to get the beans and put in a bit of effort. But this, as the perfect pairing to
I'm
breakfast.
thirsty, girl. I don't want any effort.
You're going to love this, though.
No, but
The
I want to
croque
be
monsieur is
educated.
right
But
here.
I want to be educated because I don't get it though.
Well, let me take that off your hands. So this is called a bullet coffee.
the shots.
Shots.
Whoa.
Okay. Espresso. We've got some coconut oil.
Why is it called bullet coffee?
Because, well, look, that's the thing with the butter. The butter is supposed to change the way that the caffeine actually interacts with your body.
So
it
it
makes
that's coconut oil.
coconut oil.
I put that stuff in my hair.
It's amazing. It's for everything.
Yeah, I put it in my hair.
Just hang on.
Now I'm
on.
gonna drink it.
Guys,
Yeah.
hold on. What are we drinking
Yeah,
here?
skin
There's coffee in there. You said butter. You said coconut oil. You just walk us through what's in there.
It's a shot of espresso, coconut oil, and clarified butter. Wow. So
And
the
we're gonna
clarified-
drink that. Look.
I'm sorry.
I'm lost.
Wow.
Oil in coffee.
and stuff I put in my hair.
Yeah.
Right.
And what if I'm vegan? There's butter in there.
Well, coconut oil is vegan.
Okay, can we not even do that? Okay, look, so the whole thing about the coconut oil is that in the morning, it's good to boost brain functionality.
Right.
Okay, it's good for you, it's good for your hair, it's good for your skin, a bunch of other stuff. So who is ready for this shot?
I'd like to be
Ifani's
clever.
ready. Yeah,
They are.
Ifani's ready.
I would like to be clever.
I was thirsty,
Okay, I'll have
but I think I'm
that.
okay now.
There you go.
Thank you.
Do we cheers or do we just
Of course, you gotta cheers. There you
Do I
go.
really?
like that?
And you gotta
There's
sound
no
up.
milk. It's not cheers.
Drink.
Sugar.
No milk, no sugar.
Oh.
All right, you guys go
All
first.
right, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Live a little, guys, come on.
Is it nice?
It is.
Ad break.
Get out of here. Hold on.
Break.
Yeah, it is
It's
different.
nice, no?
Yeah, right.
See,
It's
because you're getting
different.
that beautiful coconut flavor.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
want
new way
more.
to drink coffee.
Okay, make another one. I think I can take this.
Wow.
This is different. You went to Ethiopia and you learned a completely different way of drinking coffee, right? I remember watching that segment, and apparently they drink it with salt there, right?
Popcorn. Because the taste of popcorn and green coffee seeds,
Yeah.
it's a similar sort of flavor and family.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You learn something new all the time. All right, now weekends are fast becoming market days as more and more people trade sleeping in for walking about in search of delicious food and unique crafts. And if you thought that small towns, winelands, or coastal hotspots have the finest markets, man, you'd be somewhat mistaken, as the market at Fox Street in the heart of Joburg shows that city spaces can also be beautiful places, even for artisan trade. Check this out.
The market at One Fox is the perfect spot for a relaxed weekend meander through what could well be the oldest industrial structure in all of Johannesburg. It houses an array of food and drinks that literally has something for every taste. And the market's spacious layout has ample room for prams and wheelchairs, so everyone can enjoy their visit.
We're selling gourmet smoked pulled beef brisket and gourmet smoked pulled pork and frankfurters wrapped with bacon, because bacon makes everything better, with tons of fillings. And the vibe here is crazy. As you can see, there's an array of shops. It's different. Every store is selling something different, so you will never be disappointed, because if you're coming here, you're coming to have a taste of everything. I mean, there's curry, there's Korean, there is Argentinian, there is American-style pulled beef and pulled pork. So it's really beautiful, and it gets full, and it gets vibey, and it's a different kind of people that you see in the setting, because it's all funky and fun-loving people, so it's really awesome here.
Along with the entertainment, you'll find local arts and crafts, including jewelry and clothing. It's an exciting destination that is supporting local entrepreneurs and giving artists a chance to reach a broader audience.
What's beautiful about the space is that they actually kept it very original, you know. If you look at it, like the walls are kind of old and they're kind of worn out, and those are things you can't actually repeat, you know. There's a one-of-a-kind kind of place, you know. So you can kind of feel free, take a walk about, you know, you don't have to rush, you know, you kind of have everything here. You got like art, we got music, we got handcrafts. So yeah, we're here and we're trading art, you know. So we got our art here in exhibition, like you see on the walls. We're kind of sharing our expression with the world, you know. So anyone who sees anything they like, you know, they're more than welcome to kind of take it home, you know, and enjoy it.
I'm selling Korean food, mostly Korean food, and with some Asian fusion, like some sushi, but the Korean style. My best seller is chili chicken. Maybe because of this sweet chili sauce attracts the people's taste.
One Fox is widely considered the market to visit in the City of Gold, and you'll find people from all walks of life and diverse cultures in this urban space, happily enjoying their downtime.
Basically what we do here is we make freshly pressed juices from fruits and vegetables. And we have 5 flavors, and we do smoothies as well as health shots. I like the sheds a lot. I feel like it's a space where you can work at the weekends without actually feeling as though you're doing a job. It's got a very relaxed feel to it, and it also looks aesthetically beautiful. I think it's the most well put together market in Johannesburg.
This lifestyle emporium offers an urban African experience. So gather your friends, family and loved ones and come and enjoy the artisanal fare at this unique historical destination.
We're talking about the markets, right?
Yes, I love food markets.
So you do food markets? Which
I
ones?
do them. I get overwhelmed sometimes, but I love them. I love the smells, I love the inspiration.
The vibe as well,
Yeah.
right?
Little
Ifani?
things you can get.
Me, I don't go to markets. I've never been. Well, I have been, you know, once or twice, way back. But I, unfortunately,
lately, no.
No.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want to say I'm busy, but I don't know people that are into food. You know, so I'm hoping that maybe after this interview, after people see me on TV, I'll get someone who's a chef, take me out. You know, like a young Kamini.
Kamini, oh my God!
Kamini.
Strike
But
one.
Kamini, as a chef, do you go to these markets? Because I'd never cook for you. Because I feel you probably judge my food on some. Did you put sage in that? You don't do that.
I feel like you need to be thankful of anyone that makes you food. But
Yeah?
I like to go to these kind of markets because I get inspired by fresh produce.
Yeah.
And you're getting, like, you know, farmers and people that actually grow whatever it is that's there. So
And this thing of going to grocery stores, you actually forget what food is supposed to look like sometimes, because
Yes.
grocery stores tell you this
is
narrow-minded
chicken.
view of what. Yeah, exactly.
That is beef.
What is your favorite food market, if I may ask?
I've got a different one for every city, I have to admit.
So tell us all 9.
I really like the neighborhoods market in Cape Town.
Okay.
And then I've actually been to Fox Street as well. That's
Right.
really great. There's a great vibe. They have music there as well.
Right.
And then in Durban, there's one called the Shongweni Dam, and that's where all the farmers from Natal, and yeah, we get really good produce there.
There you go, man. We're giving you the scoop right here.
Right now.
Yeah. We're gonna take a short break. When we come back, Kamini, not Kamini. Both of you. Kamini, like Harmony, is gonna teach me how to make coconut pancakes.
More coconut on the show. More coconut.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Weekend Edition, the Weekend Edition. We've got some more special guests lined up for you guys. Right now, Kamini's still here with us. You're gonna teach us how to make coconut flour pancakes, right?
Yes.
I love pancakes. Is this any different from normal flapjack pancakes?
This is gluten-free.
Uh-oh.
Look, it doesn't mean that it's, terrible tasting. I think a lot of people are now under the impression that they're gluten intolerant, but lots of people aren't. They're just using it as a way to sidestep carbs.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. So we have got some coconut flour,
right.
which is really lovely because it's got that sweet coconutty taste.
Can I smell it? Does it
You
have
may.
that, Yeah, it's legit. It's coconut.
Coconut.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of coconut oil because we love that brain boosting. Mm-hmm. An egg. Joe, will you mix this for me? There's a
Okay, what do I
spatula
do?
down
Do I
there.
use this? Okay.
Yep.
How hard do you want me to whip it?
Whip it real good.
I'll whip it good. I'm a whipper. Just one egg is enough?
Just the one egg.
Okay.
I'm going to add some baking powder. Oh, let's add a bit more flour here. Because it's got to be thin,
Okay.
but like dropping consistency.
Okay.
You keep going there.
Now, there's so many pancake recipes, I never know which one to use because, oh my God, is this what's supposed
have
to
you
happen?
done?
It's clumping inside the thing.
Are you
How we-
blaming the
it-
instruments, Joe?
Yeah, the flour is in prison. Like,
No,
how do I get it out without beating it out?
Okay, hold on.
There we go.
Let's try and
Oh, we
get
have to
you
scoop it out?
loose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there's so many different recipes for pancakes. Like, I never know. Am I supposed to be doing this by hand?
No, you're not. We also need more milk.
We need more milk.
Yeah, we do.
All right, okay. Where's more milk? Can we get some more milk, please? Line manager, more milk? Huh? I'm making a terrible mess here. Okay.
I'm gonna blame you for this entire thing here.
Right. These are gonna be like the crunchiest pancakes ever known to mankind. It's not gonna work out.
No.
It's not gonna work out. What should we do?
What have you done? You've ruined the pancakes.
I think while we figure this out, Ifani and and Kanye are gonna know. Okay, so we got some more milk. Let's see.
Okay.
Shall we add some more? Let's see what happens.
Do that.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
one
there
of
we
those-
go.
Imagine what
It wasn't me. It was the milk. You were blaming me earlier. Okay, so cool.
Come on.
We might need a whole cow here, guys.
I'm gonna put you back into it, Joe.
Is there unemployed cow on set? All right.
Okay, now we're looking like we've got something going here.
All right. Okay. So cool.
So, will you check if our pan is hot?
All right. But what was cool about that was that you didn't measure anything. Like you just play it by ear.
I don't usually measure it, to
Okay.
be honest, but some people do need to measure.
Okay.
Got a hot pan, putting some coconut oil in here. Now, coconut oil can. I know. I feel like I've been talking about this stuff a lot.
It's like the latest craze, eh?
It is
In cooking.
but it's incredible because you can really turn stuff up to high temperatures with coconut oil.
That's right. And what's crazy about coconut oil is in winter, it's like freezes.
Well, I mean, it solidifies.
Yeah, it kind of looks like duck fat.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, here we go. I'm just gonna put.
Should I help you there with the spatula? How flat should I make it?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
That's good. I have to admit, this mixture's supposed to be a little more runny.
All right.
I'm gonna put another little one here. I mean, you don't really want your pancakes to touch.
Right.
The way that you would know that these are ready is that you would see little air bubbles popping through.
Right. And you obviously have these at a low temperature, right? Because you don't want, you want to sort of slow cook them, correct?
I would say medium to high, because low, you're not going to get that beautiful browning of the pancake that you really want.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I find that with traditional pancakes, you have to have the temperature really low and cook slow. I mean, no. Okay. Maybe it's just my recipe at home. Doesn't.
Your recipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do cook, and I enjoy cooking, and I love trying out new recipes and things like that, especially of dishes that I love. But I find that there's so many variations for almost every single.
If I was going to come to your place, what would you cook for lunch or dinner?
Ooh.
I mean, if you're going to be that adventurous.
Well, I love baking, so I'd probably start off with some sort of dessert. And then
Starting with dessert, John?
As in, I would prepare the dessert first.
Right.
And then I'd reverse engineer the meal. Maybe I'm really into winter dishes at the moment, I've got a mean curry.
Uh-huh.
I know you're from Durban, but my curry will destroy your curry. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, go for it.
I make a mean pasta sauce as well.
What kind of pasta sauce?
I don't know the names, hey? I just make it. Like, I don't know if it's a Napolitana or a marinara or whatever. I just know that there's lots of tomato sauces and pastes and things like that. And I do cook from bottles and jars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like a lot of people complicate things. I think if you look at a couple of recipes online, you know what needs to go in, and then you
Yeah.
can make it up and
Right.
adjust as you go along.
Right.
These are going to take a little bit more time, I have to admit.
All right, so while these are still cooking, we're gonna move over to Kanye, who's got Ifani on the couch.
While I try and catch my breath, that's the interesting thing about the weekend edition is you never know what's going to happen. It's just as we go along, and there's so many other surprises that are going to happen on the show. But we love talking, and our guest is Ifani. You're in the house right now with us.
Thank you. Thank you for putting me on the couch.
You know, I've always heard celebrities say, stay in school to be cool, education is power. But you're one celebrity that really does it. I mean, I've said it a lot of times, but you're going back
Yes.
to do your PhD.
Yes, true. True.
What's the topic? What's the story here?
Well, a lot of people will know that I started off as an academic. You know, music was a hobby for me.
Archaeologist.
Yeah.
I knows you.
Yeah, so we grew up poor, and people told me that the only way we're going to make it out of poverty is if I go through school. And then I did go through school, and then something very interesting happened when I was in school. I was in grade 2,
Yeah.
and I answered all the questions right? And then when I went for break, and then this kid opened his kaftan,
Yes.
and he gave me a sandwich with bologna in it. Yo! Changed my life. From that day on, I was like, I'm going to study, because every time I study, it seems like I'm going to get fed. You know, there's food there. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
always into school, and I did very well. Graduated twice from University of Cape Town.
Yeah.
And then I started working as an engineer. And then while working as an engineer, and I was feeling like, you know, I'm not quite
Your
satisfied
cause, your
here.
cause,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
satisfied here. I need something that's going to make me happy, because I was searching for happiness.
Yeah.
And then someone said, do what you love. I was like, okay, at this moment, I love music. They said, great, do that. So I went and I did music, and music blew off, you know.
So your punchlines are certified.
Certified.
Hey.
Yeah. So next year, I'm thinking of going back to do my PhD. Yeah.
Wow. And the music, that's still going to run concurrently
It's a
with...
hobby. Yeah, it's a hobby.
Right.
So it's still going to continue while I'm, you know.
The game has gotten rough in hip-hop, right? I mean, with the beef and the whole hip-hop culture, with the fast cars, the beautiful women,
Oh, yeah.
the lingo, and the whole culture of having beefs and tours with people.
Yes.
Are you still beefing with AK?
No, not at all, you know. That
You guys
happened.
buried the hatch, it's good.
No, we haven't talked since. But what happened was I changed from the person I used to be, you know, and thank God that whole beef about First Day Gold happened, because that made me look into myself. Instead of me fighting back
Yeah.
with the guys, I said to myself, why is this happening to me? That's when I went into the research on what brings happiness, you know, because I
Yeah.
believed that success was going to bring me happiness.
Yeah.
And only after I did the research, I learned that that's not how it happens.
True.
You know, you need to be happy first, and then success will come.
Will follow.
So I changed my whole philosophy. I changed my beliefs, and as you can see, I changed the way I dress.
There's an aura about you. Was it after you worked with a group of young minds in a
Yes.
music show? Is that where the change came from?
That was me practicing the change. You know, when I went into that competition
Yeah.
where I was, you know, teaching this choir, 18 members, I told them from the get-go that, guys, I don't want you to focus on the money. You know,
Yeah.
leave the prize for now.
Ooh, that
What I wanna-
coconut.
Smells good, eh?
Wow.
Smells
Wow,
really
wow,
nice.
wow, wow, wow.
So what I taught them was use your imagination. You know, be free, because whatever you imagine, whatever the mind thinks about, it will happen.
Yeah.
So we started attracting things to ourselves, and we did very well.
Well, you're attracting a lot of good clothes and a lot of good style, so your mind is in the right place.
He sounds like a motivational speaker now,
No,
eh?
he does.
Huh?
He
Because
does.
I'm motivated, you know, I'm
Right.
motivated. I saw the light.
Yeah.
Tell people about that hijacking that you went through, where you lost everything. What happened?
Oh, yeah, I've been on the other end of crime a couple of times, not just the hijack. They broke into my house a couple of times. I've been hijacked, I've been kidnapped.
No ways.
Yes, I've
For
seen
ransom?
it all. No, not for ransom, you know, for the car. But what I'm saying
Is
is
this all this post your first album, your first single?
during that time.
During.
Do you feel like you were targeted, or that it was just random acts of violence?
I believe it was random acts of violence. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't believe that they were targeting me specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
How do you come back from that? Because I know I have friends who've been hijacked and kidnapped, and the trauma they experience after that is incredible. It's difficult to bounce back and get back into work and just ordinary life.
Yeah, it is. Depression, the thing is, I've been depressed before, you know. I even went to hospital. After Mom Tembo passed away, I couldn't take that pain, you know. I pretty much lost it. I lost everything. And then I went to hospital for rehabilitation. And after I came out of hospital, that's when I learned that depression is up to me. Joy is up to me.
Yeah.
So it's not about the circumstances, it's not about what's happening to me, it's how I make that situation. So after I got kidnapped, when I came out, I was like, I'm not gonna let that situation change me. I'm gonna go shoot a music video instead. And that's exactly what I did.
In the words of Ifani, come out cleaner. Every time that happens, come out cleaner.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, we've got some more coming up. You know, weekends are a great time to go out and explore the country, take a short left trip. Nambita actually takes us on a tour of a little-known town called Prince Albert. That's all coming up next on the Weekend Edition.
It's a weekend. It's a weekend.
Welcome back to the Weekend Edition on SABC3. Finally, the food is served, created by my co-host, Joe.
Yes,
Do
I
you
made
trust
all
this?
of this. I already had some. I'm gonna have some more of that.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we're not done. There's still some more food coming, I think.
Wow.
Kamini, what, oh yeah, there we go. This is what we just made just now.
The pancake that you made. Okay.
Girl,
The
I'm
sweet end.
Lovely.
So this is the coconut flour pancakes with some garnishes. I'm looking forward to this. Kamini, thank you for coming to hang out with us and cooking for us. This is absolutely fantastic.
It's on your pleasure.
We were just talking offline now. Her show is gone international. It's on Netflix.
Yes.
It's in Canada. It's in the States. Girl Eat World. How's it performing? How's it doing?
It's still on in Canada and in the US. So yeah, I've been getting loads of emails, loads of people saying, we watched you, how did you bear to eat certain things? The feedback has been really great.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be on a promo run in Canada or something like that.
Well, I think we promo here, then we go to Canada.
There
right?
you go. There you go.
That's awesome.
What was it like shooting that show? Because that was your first television series, right?
Yes.
And you shot it immediately after you won MasterChef. Was it your concept? How did it come about? And what was it like actually
Well,
putting the show together?
we shot it probably about 6 or 8 months after MasterChef, and it was a collaboration between myself and my producers. And I was the blogger on MasterChef. And so basically I go to 10 different countries, and then I meet with food bloggers, and then they make me eat some really weird stuff, and jump off buildings, and yeah.
But who do you travel with? Because, I mean, with our work, do you have a travel partner?
Well, not for my show.
Not for sure. No, she doesn't like talking about her private life.
Oh, really?
Much.
Well,
No.
I'll bring your private life to you, and maybe it'll talk to me. How's that? How's that?
Well, last time I interviewed her, and she was so elusive.
Really? Well, I'd like to bring her private life
Is this the
in.
coming out party?
This is the coming out party.
Well, we've got a special
That's
guest
what
here.
we do here.
Mathew, come on out.
Come on
on
out,
down.
So if you do
Wow.
not answer on the show, we will bring the answers to you, and then, yeah, they could just tell us what we need to know.
So I interviewed her like months, if not a year or so ago, and she was in denial mode. So I guess this is a public affirmation.
I was actually listening to that interview.
Yeah? What did you make of it?
Well...
Off with his head, right? After this show, it's over for you, Jones.
Were you happy with it? Because I tried to get her to like claim you, man, and she was just like,
Well, I think we both have serious careers, and we take our business very important. I mean, she was there to talk about a TV show, you know, her boyfriend's song.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and
she's
it's
here
not
to talk
important,
about
you know.
food, of course.
Hey, you went for gold, babe.
Always.
Always.
Nice hashtag.
So, you guys are an item, right? It's public knowledge now.
It's official. You saw it here.
the question I have is, you guys are both sort of in the entertainment space. You both travel. How do you guys balance all of that? I mean, it's probably the hardest type of relationship to keep together.
Oh, yeah.
With all the travel involved. How do you guys do it? Is it the food? Is it the music?
Text messages play like a great role, because obviously when you're in different spaces, different time zones, you know, being able to talk to someone over the internet and feel like you're still close to someone is a huge part of it.
Yeah. I want to ask you some really tough questions. Mathew, I'm going to ask you first.
Hit me.
Mama's cooking or Kamini's cooking?
I would say it's two different worlds.
No, you gotta take a pick. You gotta pick something.
I gotta say, Kamini is amazing.
Yeah, right.
Like, we would have traditional food at a restaurant, and she'd go home and just beat the chef.
Right.
Hands down.
Okay.
My mother's food, again, it's like classic stuff, you know?
But you have to choose one.
If I had to choose, Kamini.
Wow, Mom takes it in the face.
You know what they say?
Oh my God.
You know what they say, right? How to win over a man is through his stomach. So
Yeah.
yeah, you just proved that that's the way.
Okay, but,
Brings it.
but also don't mess with a woman with good knife skills.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he's watching his words. He might have to go to Mom and disclaim. And then Kamini, for you, who's your favorite musician? I mean, there's so much music out there.
There's a lot of music out cool, but yeah. I'm gonna have to go for gold.
She went for gold.
I'm digging in,
Well,
guys.
you guys, I mean, seeing that you love travel, so if you love a good weekend road trip, there's so many amazing small towns in and across South Africa. The town of Prince Albert in the Western Cape has all sorts of type of visitors with the charms of its historical buildings. So if you love fresh produce, Nambita couldn't resist exploring this lovely city. Let's check it out.
It's said that in Prince Albert, the nothingness, the wide open spaces and the deafening stillness is balm for the soul. Located in the Western Cape on the southern edge of the Great Karoo, the area is well known for its authentic Cape Dutch and Victorian buildings and endemic flora.
Ons is in die hartjie van die Groot Karoo en ek is beslis baie opgewonde. For goodness sake, this place has got me speaking Afrikaans. From the gorgeous natural landscape to this stunning dam right behind me, this place is absolutely breathtaking. It's a crisp Saturday morning. I'm a bit cold and I need my coffee to start the day, and I've got just the right place. So let's go.
Stepping out into the town, it's an easy stroll between the variety of relaxed and charming coffee shops, antique stores, and the fancy farm stall called La Di Da.
By the fireplace. Ooh, it's lovely here with the fireplace, eh? Thank you so much, Wilma. This looks amazing.
Hi.
Hi.
Morning. I'm Yvette.
Nambita, pleased to meet you.
Welcome. How's your coffee?
Oh, it's exactly what I needed, but we have to talk about this bohemian setup. I love it.
Do you want to come and have a closer look?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
As its name indicates, the farmstead is a food stop and stocks a variety of products from amazing gifts to bath and body pamper products, clothing, handbags, jewelry, and of course, the finest locally produced foods.
So Yvette, my brother always used to make a stop here on his work trips, and there are three things that always brought me back: organic honey, olive oil, and biltong. Can you help me with those? I need to return the favor.
I can help you with two of those things. This is our olive oil.
Oh.
Okay, this is from a local olive farm. They are in town, and it's just called the Karoo Blend.
I love it.
So it's fantastic.
Okay.
And also the honey.
Honey.
Honey. is an organic honey.
Okay.
Also a local brand.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
It's only a pleasure.
Let me get this wrapped up. Bro, this is for you, okay? Yvette, daar is baie toeriste hier. Wat maak Prince Albert so spesiaal?
Die mense, die vars lug, ons lê aan die voet van die swart berge. Die dorp is pragtig. Ag, dit is net regtig lekker om hier te bly.
En ek sien mense hou die rooi wyne hier.
Absoluut. Ons het 3 wynplase en een van daardie wynplase is 'n organiese wynplaas. So ja, die rooi wyn is regtig lekker. Dit is winter.
En 'n lekker pinotage.
En 'n lekker pinotage. You still want that biltong?
Yes, I need it.
Let me show you where the farmers market is.
Okay.
And then you can find everything you need there.
You're a lifesaver. Let's go.
Let me show you.
Thank you so much, Yvette. I absolutely loved it here. Come.
Pleasure, thank you. And enjoy your day. And the market is right down that way.
Oh, that way?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Pleasure. Bye-bye. Bye.
The town is filled with a host of monuments dating back hundreds of years, giving insight into South Africa's and the town's past. Surprisingly, one of these monuments is also the Swartberg Hotel, which dates back to 1864.
So before we go to the market, I have to show you guys a stunning hotel that I'm staying in. It's an 1864 old Victorian building and one of 22 national monuments in this village. So let's take a look. Milani.
Yes.
Manager, right?
I am.
Oh, this place is rich in history.
As you know, the hotel's been around for 152 years, but the building is a lot older. When John Dyerson, the first owner, bought the hotel, he started calling it Die Hotel. It had no name except for that. And then they went through quite a few names before they decided on Swartberg Hotel because of the mountains right behind us.
Oh, okay. I must say, last night I had a juicy fillet and the gorgeous Victoria room.
Yes.
I want to show the viewers that.
No problem.
Okay.
The Victoria Room is a popular restaurant in the town and oozes romance with its old world charm. Diners are served by candlelight, and for those with spookier interests, guests can try to spot a rumored ghost.
Oh, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Milani, I must admit, I love a good ghost story and a haunting. And for a building that's more than 150 years old, you must have a story to tell.
Absolutely, we're standing right in front of one.
Wait, here?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, I need to know.
Okay, so the story goes that the lady in the picture actually murdered her lover. And after that, she threw him into the lake. So on the second painting, what you get there, a few years later, after she threw him in the lake, the water goes red from time to time, and the lady actually moves, which I haven't seen, but rumor has it.
So wait, I can just camp out here during haunting hour until something happens?
Absolutely, you're more than welcome.
Okay, enough of all this ghost talk. I think we might scare some viewers away. We're in the Karoo, we're in a restaurant. Where's the lamb?
Follow me and we'll grab a table.
Cool. Oh, Milani, this looks absolutely amazing.
I'm glad you think so. Enjoy your meal.
I don't know which one to eat first.
Enjoy.
Thanks. Oh. I'm getting carried away here and I still have a market to go to. And rumor has it, there are pancakes for R5.
In 1855, the governor, Sir George Grey, gave permission for Prince Albert to hold a weekly market. It flourished for years, but eventually disappeared before being resurrected in 1997. Now it's held every Saturday on the square next to the local museum.
Okay. This is perfect for my niece. No visit to a small town is complete without coming to the Saturday market. And when I heard about pancakes for R5, soos 'n ding uit tingie kaloop. Danny, kan ek asseblief een pannekoek hê? Thank you. And it's all the way in Prince Albert, so if you want to start a collection of this, you have to always come back here. After mingling with all the locals like Alette here, this place is starting to feel at home. Prince Albert, I'll be back. Let's go.
A treasure trove of amazing places to see, things to do, and of course, wonderful people. Who wouldn't want to come back to this amazing town again and again?
Wow. There's so many places to visit in this wonderful country. Prince Albert, it's about 4 hours from Cape Town.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be taking a short left trip very soon. How's the food, guys?
It's awesome.
Yeah?
It's like, guys, how can you eat without me here? Joe, you're
Sorry,
finishing
man, I know.
everything.
No, you know what? Here you go. Some
thank
wonderful
you.
pancakes here. Coconut flour.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And
you
of
need
course,
to try that as well. That's awesome.
This is what I want.
Croque
I came for this, my brother. Crockeroo?
Croque monsieur. That's
There
what
we
it's
go.
called.
That's exactly how you said.
This is awesome, man. This is how we started off our show here.
Yeah.
Wonderful guests, beautiful food. I want to thank you all for coming through. And it's not the end. We still got so much more. Coming up next, you're going to give us another performance, right?
Yes,
And furniture.
And we're going to be talking furniture, all right?
Yeah.
This is the weekend edition.
It's a weekend, yeah. It's a weekend.
Welcome back to Weekend Edition. Our guests, Mathew Gold and Comedy Path, are still here. And right now, she's got a great idea for snacks that you can make all throughout the day to entertain your friends. As a matter of fact, she's going to be giving us a couple. What's the first one? What is this?
This is whitefish and sweet potato croquettes.
Croquettes, okay. Have you had these croquettes, Mathew?
It's a sexy snack, eh?
Sexy? Why is everything sexy?
Well, it's soft and it has that like cheesy.
And it's
you
wet
know, it's
and-
fried
okay.
on the outside with a little bit of spice. That's sexy. It's sexy.
When did you have this? Was this, what time of the day was this?
I think it was lunch. We had some friends over and she
knocked it out of the park. All right, so while she's preparing this, we're gonna move over to Kanye, who's got a special guest, and they're gonna be talking about furniture.
I swear, those two, they're just couple goals, hashtag, because they make food sexy, they make eating nice. Have you ever wanted to change your space, make your house look unique, or find pieces that other people don't have that makes your house cooler than what it is? Well, I'm sitting with Haldane, which is a designer, and he's known for making an amazing brewery called the Mad Giant in Newtown. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I'd like to know about this piece, because this looks like a huge Lego piece that adults can play with.
Yeah, this is a design that I did for a client who've just opened a brewery. And the client is this mad, crazy inventor type. So, and the name is Mad Giant. So we took the kids' toy Meccano and scaled it up. And playing with giants and scale was a clever thing to do.
Well, they're not going to wet and dirty any piece of furniture because this is easy to maintain, I could tell.
Yeah, it's pretty indestructible, which is important for a brewery.
Now, what led you to go into furniture designing?
Well, as a kid, I always loved making things. Every school holiday, I would be in the garage making something. And then I studied industrial design and fell in love with furniture.
Wow. And I'd like to know, when it comes to designing a space that someone gives you, I always ask interior designers, how do you know what fits where? And that's the biggest challenge for anyone that gets to a new place.
Well, firstly, the process for me starts with really understanding my client and trying to find the essence of who they are, whether it's a business or a person, and then expressing that in the space. And then I also let the building speak for itself. And often it's about taking the building, taking all the renovations that were done, kind of demolishing them and going back to the original blueprint and then starting fresh from that place.
You're famous for something that I really, really like. A couch that looks like a shongololo. I've seen a lot of lounges as I travel at the airport. Are you the guy who made it?
Yes, that's one of my designs from a few years back, and it's definitely put me on the map, the shongololo sofa.
So what happened? You just looked at a shongololo and you're like, that's it, I'm gonna sit on it.
Something like that. It's takes a little longer than that.
Yes.
But that was very much inspired by like South African culture and about expressing who we are as a new nation back then.
Yes.
And so taking shongololo, which is so unique to South Africa, and turning it into an animated piece of furniture was a great journey.
Wow. And Joe keeps looking at this bench. Joe, would you like to sit on it?
No, I'd like to ride it. No, yeah, of course.
Ride it?
No, I think every man would like this. Like, this would be great for like a man cave, you know what I mean? And that peace and space.
Okay, you just ate, so don't
All right,
fall asleep.
yeah, okay.
Well, that's awesome. Let's go back to the kitchen and see what's happening as we get our popsicles and probably sit on that. So see you soon.
All right, man. So now we are still whipping up those, what are they called again?
Whitefish and sweet potato croquettes.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna be putting that together. We're gonna have that in just a moment. But right now, here to perform a free release off his, actually, it's not even off the album. You can get it anywhere online for free. It's the song Stay. Here's Ifani. Take it away.
Thanks, Joe. The Weekend Edition, Joe. You can get this for free online. I'm trying to tell you that I'm here to stay. Zanzi. Let's go. I know I'm drinking, I'll be sober someday. I know I'm walking, I'll be driving someday. Man, I see you a paper chaser. You wake up, you have her. Man, I wish I were you. My chick's telling me she's going away. Tryna tell her, stay, baby, stay, 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 baby, stay, 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 baby, stay, 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 baby, stay, stay. Let's go. You say you got me. You say you got me. I think you got every guy in the city with some type of money. I know you're feeling the pain. You solve every problem by running away. And I know they paying for all your champagne, but you end up paying for all your mistakes. Yeah. But when I say I got you, I mean I got you. I know I don't have everything that you want, but baby, I'm about to climb the ladder up to success. Matter of fact, fuck the ladder straight to success. Yes, I'm about to, yeah, about to. I'm about to, about to, about to. I'm about to. I'm about to. I know I'm drinking, I'll be sober someday. I know I'm walking, I'll be driving someday. Man, I see you a paper chaser. You wake up, you have her. Man, I wish I were you. My chick's telling me she's going away. Tryna tell her, stay, baby, stay, stay, stay.
Yeah, man. Once again, free online. The song is called Stay. Now, we're still making these this fish platter, or platter of traditional fish croquettes, or did I say that right?
Almost. White fish and sweet potato croquettes.
Right, okay. So just walk us through the ingredients, and we're going to have those in just a moment.
We've got white fish, we've got sweet potato, obviously, we've got some chives, a little bit of flour. And
the sweet potato is sort of mashed, or what is that?
You've baked that
creamed.
and then mashed it.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Then we're going to make them into little balls and egg wash, panko, and fry them.
Okay, so that's going to happen in just a moment. Weekend Edition will be right back. I know this looks like a prison lineup, but this is actually a culinary lineup. We're gonna cook some food. We've got Mathew Gold, we've got Ifani, and of course our chef. Well, do you like being called chef, by the way? Are you technically a chef?
I don't consider myself to be called a chef.
You're a food blogger.
I'm a hungry person.
You're a foodie. Okay, cool. So we're doing these amazing croquettes.
Croquettes. Yeah. It's white fish and sweet potato croquettes. What I've done with the sweet potato is I've baked it in the oven and then taken them out of the shells and made them all, nice and smushy and mashed, basically.
Okay, so what's Ifani gonna do?
You're gonna mix for us. What's this called again, Ifani?
This is a big spoon that we mix with.
I don't know how you survive in that. Anyway.
But what do you call it?
A spatula.
There we go, spatula.
Very scientific.
You learn stuff every day. Okay, now this is whitefish. We've used hake, and we have poached it in a little bit of milk and a bay leaf.
Milk. Poached means boiled, right?
Yes. Okay.
All right, okay. And then whitefish can be any whitefish, right? Hake, king clip.
Whatever you'd like, really.
Okay,
yep.
cool.
Great white shark?
There you go, yeah.
Okay, fine, that. Very good mixing technique. We've got some flour we're going to add in here.
I'm better than Joe.
Very, very, very good. Very good.
Yeah, it's not clumping,
Mathew, will you crack 3 eggs into this bowl and whisk it, please? So after we've got this mixture... Okay, we're good.
Is that
Very, very nice mixing.
Thank you.
Let's just see.
Number one.
Okay, so you're gonna help me with this.
Okay.
Flour your hands.
Flour my hands?
Yes.
Take off my rings.
You know, too much bling in the kitchen, honestly.
Yes.
So much bling in the
Okay. So what you're gonna do is get the sticky mixture and roll it into a ball.
A ball?
A ball, yeah, like golf sized.
Oh, is that enough?
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
If you need more flour, you can dust your hands off.
It is soft.
Right, it
like
looks
baby
soft.
skin.
I can see by the way you're handling it. It feels good, doesn't it? All right, and
Okay.
then
And then you pop these croquettes.
not much of a ball, Ifani. What's that? Like it's a sticky mess. All right,
it's a golf ball.
So
Yeah, okay. Then you put it in the egg wash, and then you put it in panko crumbs. And then you need to put them in the fridge so that they can set. And thankfully, we've got some that we've prepared earlier.
Right, okay. So this is what the end result should be afterwards, right?
Yes.
So you let it set, this is what it looks like. And it's got some, what is it, what flour is that?
Panko
Panko.
crumbs.
Man, everything is fancy
It's
here,
so
eh?
fancy.
It's not a spoon, it's a spatula. So now what do we do with this?
You're gonna fry those off, please.
Okay, so Matthew, you go ahead and do the honors.
Sure, because you don't want to get hurt, right?
No, I'm sure you've done this before.
Yeah.
There you go.
I take direction well.
Yeah, I know that you take threats very well too.
You must choose your battles, you know.
All right. So while this is cooking, you know, Kamini, I know you're very good and big when it comes to your food. Are you good at decor?
Well, I could always use some help.
Right. Well, that's why we've got this next special guest who Kanye will introduce to us. If you're looking for inspiring decor ideas, especially when you're going to be entertaining like we are today, take a look at this. Kanye.
Joe, it is so nice to see you in the kitchen, you know, men with balls and flour, and wow, it's amazing. I've got Jade with me to talk to me about inspiring table decor. I always say that, you know, a table adds to the taste of the food that you're gonna eat. So even if the food isn't great, what the eye sees just already tells the brain that it's amazing. How do I do this on my own? Because this looks so professional.
Of course. Well, you know, we're all visual beings,
Yes.
and everything's got to look good. And I always say you really don't need an excuse to have a fabulous table, have a couple of friends over and dine. So it could be breakfast, it could be supper. Either way, we're going to make it look good. So we've done something fresh today. We've got a little bit of modern elements going on, and we've done like 1 or 2 DIY things that you could take with you. So just to have a look, we have taken some home store items, a Ming vase.
Yes.
We have used some strelitzias. We've used some bamboo. You know, these are all items you could pick from your garden, even
Wow.
using some fresh leaves from your tree, and really get creative. You know, the sky's the limit. There's
Yes.
really nothing wrong when you are arranging some flowers.
But is there a difference between a breakfast table, a lunch table, a dinner table, a celebration table?
For sure,
Yes.
for sure. There's always going to be a difference. You know, with your breakfast table or brunch table, it's definitely got to be fresh. You know, work with greens, with yellows, with whites, something that really makes you feel good. With a
Yes.
dinner table, you want to do something warm and ambient. So you want to go with more masalas, plums, reds, golds, things that really give you that feel-good feeling.
Yes.
So yes, something fresh like we've done today. I think kind of just to give you a couple of the DIY elements we've done. So the first one is a paddle fan. And you know, when you're doing a nice breakfast, come on, get into it. You know, sometimes you just want to cool down, but we want to do it multifaceted. So you've got your menu, everyone knows the lineup, and they can use it as a little bit of a fan
As
as
a
well.
fan as well.
And
the sun, if there's sun.
And the sun,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
But this is very nice because you could make it yourself. It's literally a tongue presser. You take your 2 pieces of paper that you've printed, pop it on together, and you know.
Oh, and you can
there
also have
go.
a thank you card at the back. Which
Exactly.
Is, wow.
Thanks for joining us.
Wow.
And then also we've actually gone and taken some wood pieces. We've created underplates, and we've even created a little bit of a runner.
Oh, yes, I
We
see.
have beaded little feet on there, so we've knocked it in, and we've created something that you could do, you know, in the comfort of your own home.
But now, how do you then infuse, because I know nothing about crockery and it's a bit difficult. How do you choose the plate that goes with the napkin, and what type of spoon design and what type of glasses to put? Do you put crystal? What do you put, and when do you put a tumbler instead of a you know how it works. How do you know when's for when and how?
So the best rule of thumb is to first of all stick to your color palette. So we've gone with a color palette more with your greens and your whites and your elements of wood.
Yes.
Gold always works really well with elements of wood.
Yes.
So that would be your one key point. And you always want to make sure that all your elements pick up from each other. So we've got wood pieces on the legs of the chair,
chairs,
wood
yes.
pieces on your underplates, and then we've brought it in with the runner as well. In terms of your glassware, you've kind of got to think, you know, if you're doing breakfast, are you going to be having white wine, red wine? Maybe not necessarily. So then you would go for a tumbler design. If you're going a little bit more lunch, you know, there are a couple of foodies that anything past 12 is any excuse to have a glass of wine. Then you would be setting for a dinner or something for wine. But also you can create and use your wine glasses for cool drink or water. So any excuse to have something beautiful on your
And
table.
where do I go, I mean, in terms of the internet to find how I could do this at home? Because I've seen this, and I know people at home have seen it as well, but you forget. So where do I find you? Where do I then go? And is it Google? Where do I go to actually find how to DIY this for myself?
To be honest, the best portal is going to be Pinterest. Some of the biggest ideas, you know, that even we use to create tables, you can find on Pinterest. So it is your best friend and your best tool. But also, to be honest, your home stores. You know, South Africa has amazing home stores that are giving a lot of inspiration online with their products, and you can steal a couple of tips from their designers.
Okie dokie. Well, I'd like to go to the kitchen and find out if there aren't any casualties, because I know there was hot oil. I know there was men touching food. Gavin, are you dealing with these people? Kamini Dlamini?
Oh, Ifani. This guy.
No, you know what? She had to step in and take over. It did get a little bit crazy here. This is Ifani's croquette. Which one is this? Yeah, the one that collapsed. This is.
No. This, I have a good one. I have a good
No. That
bowl,
was
like...
Matthew's one. This is yours. This one that collapsed. Now,
I thought we were looking out for each other.
We are. That's why I had you on the show.
But it's supposed to be round like that.
Exactly. Beautiful.
That is not round. That's almost round.
Creativity.
Oh.
Those look absolutely fantastic.
Okay, so we've just got some kitchen towels so that you can drain off the extra oil.
Okay.
And then over here we've got our serving plate, which has got the red pepper pesto.
All right.
You give me one second.
You need to come through here?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we can just arrange them on a plate.
Oh, so that's the serving tray. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Wow, it's dope, nah?
There's so much stuff I don't know about decorations and things like that. Are you a decor person?
Yes, I am. As you saw my table that I set out for the show, I mean...
Is this something that you guys would do when you guys invite friends over? Like,
yes.
Is this a typical Kamini Gold household situation?
It's a show, right?
When you've got guests, you want to come out.
Of course.
So they don't forget.
And when you entertain
these guys a visit.
Yeah, me too. I think so too. I've never. I thought what I was doing was enough, but clearly I've fallen short. So here's what we're gonna do. Should we indulge?
Oh, please go ahead.
All right. So who's gonna try it out first? I think.
You do.
Well, I think I should, because I mean I understand these things.
All right.
So how do I eat it? With my hands?
Quickly.
Yeah, grab it. Go ahead and go. Come on now. Don't be shy.
Do I?
Of course you do.
Dip.
Yeah, there you go. Take those
Dip
Wolverine
that
claws
ball
and
inside. Dip those balls.
No, not that much. You're over dipping.
Here you go.
What do you know?
I don't know. It just looked crazy what you were doing.
And then
so
Put it in your face, lady.
What is this sauce again?
It's a red pepper pesto.
All right, red
you could
pepper
also
pesto.
pair it with like a garlic aioli or harissa paste or, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, you know what they say?
Wow.
Indoda aimenyo.
No.
Yes, that means a man cannot be invited to a good dish.
But while we're trying to finish this, after the break we'll be talking. What's an award? I can't even say this.
We're gonna go to Hollywood.
We're gonna go to Hollywood, yes.
Yeah, and meet a South African who's doing big things. And we continue with our conversation with Ifani and his wonderful stories.
Oh yes, and a performance by the Bay himself, the food Bay, Yummy Bay. That's how we call it.
Yeah.
This is hot and yummy.
It is.
Dope.
It's a weekend, yeah.
Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Hang out with us right here on SABC 3. As much as we're South African, we're global citizens as well. Nambita got to sit down with award-winning South African-born Hollywood director Gavin Hood, and she got to speak to him about his journey as a director in and around the world. Let's check it out.
And the Oscar goes to Sotsi. Accepting the award, director Gavin Hood.
Can you believe it's been 10 years since Sotsi won that Oscar?
Sometimes it feels like it was just yesterday. And sometimes it feels like, did it really happen? That strange day, because we set out to just make the best little South African movie we could, hoping that it would screen in South Africa. And everybody on that film worked so hard and with so much heart. And none of us, I think, could possibly have imagined what would happen with it. So to end up at the Academy Awards for everyone on the movie was an amazing experience.
I want to actually particularly know how you've been able to carry on being, you know, that ambassador of our stories.
Wow, yeah, when people say I'm an ambassador for South African stories, I think I get a little embarrassed, I suppose. But at the same time, of course, I'm very proud of what happened with Tsotsi. What I'm excited about now is that there are more and more young South African filmmakers telling South African stories. You know, in my day, it was really hard to make films, and it was hard to practice making films because you couldn't shoot on digital, so it was expensive. You know, we had to shoot on film, and when I made The Storekeeper, which was a short film, 20-minute film that I made long before Tsotsi, we had to go to commercials companies and ask for what they called short ends, which are little leftover pieces of film, and try to shoot with the actor. Oh, the film's running out, you know. All of those barriers are thankfully gone technically, and thank goodness we're also in a new South Africa where more people have more opportunities to tell stories. And if we broke ground in some way, I'll feel proud about that. But I think the cast and crew are to be complimented on what they did, and it's just great to see that now there's more local content and more South African work happening.
And let's talk about Storekeeper, because that's something you worked with my uncle, Winston Jona.
That's right.
Tell me about that.
Well, Storekeeper is, people talk about Tsotsi as the groundbreaking film, but the truth is that a little film I made called The Storekeeper, which I think somehow snuck onto YouTube accidentally, and you can probably steal it from there. It's a 20-minute little film, the first film I really made, and without Storekeeper and your uncle Winston Nshona, who was the fabulous lead actor in that film, Tsotsi would never have happened. Sure. Because people often ask me, how do I become a director? How do I? And the only real answer is to practice making films. And as I say, with digital now, it's so much easier to get a camera and get a team together and work for less money. And what I always say is make short films. Make short films. Why? Because you can fail with a short film and no one will hold it against you. If you go out and make a feature film, there's only one thing harder than making your first feature film. That's making your second feature film if your first feature film was a bomb. It's just impossible to convince investors to come back in. You know, if your third or fourth film is a bomb and you've already done 3 or 4 that were good, you're okay. So make short films. And the short film that I made that helped me raise money for the next film was The Storekeeper with your uncle Winston Nshona. And that little film surprised us all and went around the world to short film festivals, which is what you do with short films. You send them to festivals, and if they get noticed, you will find it easier to make your first feature film.
Now, going back to you saying that it's now time for our local talent to tell African stories, and of course with the new SABC laws of, you know, encouraging local content and talent, what do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's amazing because, you know, we come from a country that's nowhere near as big as the United States. People often ask me, well, how are we going to be like the United States? We're not going to be like the United States. The United States has a population of 350 million viewers, and we have, you know, much less. So in a way, the way that talent is nurtured is when local programmers and local television networks encourage and allow a space on the air for young people to make local stories. And that's how you build an industry. You can't become good at this job unless you practice. So having a platform for South African filmmakers to work in telling local stories using the local television stations is really great.
Okay, let's bring it back to tonight, because that's why we're here. I'm hearing the bustling of the viewers outside waiting for Eye in the Sky. How was it being back home on home turf? Of course, you know, the setting was in Kenya, but you got to film right here in South Africa.
Well, the wonderful thing about Eye in the Sky is that, you know, it was a film that was not easy to persuade people to invest in, because it's a very intelligent script by Guy Hibbert, and that's what I loved about it. It keeps the audience on the edge of their seat, prods them with difficult questions. What would you do in a situation where, in order to save possibly many lives, you would have to take an innocent life? Would you do that? And what is so great about Guy's script, and what I loved in terms of making a film, was the film doesn't in any way tell the audience what to think. It asks you what you think. So it's wonderful hearing the buzz of the audience outside the door. We're going to have a screening this evening here in South Africa. And it's a very special film to me because, like Tsotsi, it's made totally in South Africa. We shot it in Cape Town, even though it in fact takes place in the United Kingdom. Helen Mirren plays a British intelligence officer based in London. She's commanding a drone strike. The pilot from the drone is based in Nevada, in Las Vegas. Played by Aaron Paul. We shot all of that in South Africa here. There's a group of politicians, one of whom is the late Alan Rickman, who is an amazing actor. And they're based in London. We shot all of that on sets built by the person who owns this theatre. Johnny Breert is a South African production designer who did things like Hotel Rwanda and is just a great designer. And this is his cinema in Prince Albert. So I'm very happy to be here in my friend Johnny's cinema, showing a film that Johnny Production designed in Cape Town, designing sets that are all over the world.
I really appreciate what you said earlier about, you know, you want people to think and question at the end of watching Eye in the Sky. Now, the movie's already received critical acclaim already, but I want to know, as you as a director, you know, if you had to choose, of course, do you want critical acclaim or do you want to tell a good story? You know, what is more important for you?
Well, I think nothing beats reaching an audience. I mean, we make films for people to see. The reality, though, that is that when you make a smaller film, you really do need as much critical acclaim as you can get in order to spread the word of mouth and encourage people to come and see your work. So the website Rotten Tomatoes, you may have heard of, but Rotten Tomatoes has got us all by the throat because, you know, you're either fresh or rotten.
Yeah.
And fortunately on Eye in the Sky, and I hope this doesn't sound boastful, it's not meant to, but it's very fortunate for us that we got 95% fresh. And without that, the film would not have got out into the world to the degree that it has. So you need critical acclaim. It doesn't necessarily mean that the critics are right. But it's really great when they like your movie because it helps get it out to an audience.
I mean, even if you didn't say you got 95% Rotten Tomatoes, I would have boasted for you, so don't worry.
I'm just very proud of what the South African crew who made this film did. And you know, as a director, you don't make a film by yourself. This is a big, giant team effort. And I'm lucky enough to lead a group of amazingly talented people, from designers to cinematographers to actors, and they make me look good. So I'm proud of those reviews for them. It's great for me, but it's great for all of us.
We have information they will be in Nairobi today. This is an operation to capture, not kill.
We need an eye inside that house. Engage now.
Ma'am, I will not release until this girl gets out of the way.
No, 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 no!
Now, to hear a song from Yummy Bay, as I call him.
Yeah, you better be careful what you call him, because there's a certain she who will be off with your head, as
Yummy
she likes to say. All right.
It's together.
Oh, I thought you said Yummy Bear. Okay.
It's like Tiger and Kylie, you know?
All right. Well, he's performing a song called Lay You Down. I wonder what inspired the song.
After you eat, you get tired and you lay down.
Oh, right, the itis. Okay, I got it. And the song is off his third album. Here's Mathew Gold.
These drugs I'm taking won't take the pain away. It just stays the same. It It's you I wanna taste right now. So hold me close, baby, don't let go. I really need you to stay through the night. Lay down with me. Yeah. The view from here is so heavenly. Won't lay with me, baby, 'cause you're the one who can ease the pain in me. Won't lay with me, baby, 'cause you're the one who can ease the pain in me. Who can ease the pain? Your kisses and hugs take the edge off it. You're my Novocaine. You take me all the way. The mistakes we've done hold no substance, babe. My love for you that I proclaim, I wouldn't know how to explain the way you make me feel. Lay down with me. The view from here is so heavenly. Won't lay with me, baby, 'cause you're the one who can ease the pain in me. Oh, won't lay with me, baby, 'cause you're the one who can ease the pain in me. Who can ease the pain? You're the one I'm living for. This kind of love I die for. My addiction, whatever you wanna call it, it's like I'm falling from the sky. You're the one I'm living for. This kind of love I die for. My addiction, whatever you wanna call it, it's like I'm falling. Won't lay with me, baby, 'cause you're the one who can ease the pain in me. Won't lay with me, baby, 'cause you're the one who can ease the pain in me. Who can ease the pain?
Wow,
That's
man.
the reason why you need to keep staying with us, because this is the weekend edition. See you after the break.
It's a weekend. It's a weekend.
Welcome back, and I hope you're still enjoying the show, because I'm thinking to myself, who has a better job between Nambita and myself? She gets to go to great places. She gets to be at film festivals and sit with international directors such as Gavin Hood and really find out things that I would really like to know as an actress, as you all know. So Nambita, I'm not sure. Are you... But anyway, it doesn't matter. As you know, guys, that Gavin Hood is the guy who created and directed Tsotsi. And he's also won an Academy Award, and he's known in Hollywood. So if you know that you're a director that like to make global movies that may make it into the blockbuster space in the box office, I think you need to watch part 2 of this interview.
Matt, what's happening? We're seeing a suicide vest and a whole bunch of explosives inside that house.
Well, this changes things.
All right, keep it calm, okay? Don't wind up my pilot.
I want legal in here right now.
Yes.
I want to find out more about your work ethic as a director. You know, I've recently done Black Mirror with Joe Wright, and he's a director who's very particular, you know, spends the whole day doing one scene. What is your differentiator as a director?
You know, in terms of how much time you get to spend shooting is a huge function of how much money you have to shoot. You know, time is money. So one of the things I think was good about my training in South Africa, but the first films I actually made before I started making features. I worked for the Department of Health. When I first started directing, I wrote and directed what they called educational dramas, on mostly centered around the HIV crisis that was huge in the early 90s. And we had almost no money for that. And we had to shoot 10 minutes of screen time a day. I would write the scripts, then we'd go in there, shoot it, go and edit it. Incredibly compressed schedule. What that trains you to do is think fast and think efficiently. And I think there's a balance. If you have infinite time, you can also get almost more paranoid because, well, now I have infinite time, or am I making this perfect? You know? How do you, sometimes a certain amount of time pressure and money pressure helps you be very innovative. And Eye in the Sky is an example of that. You know, this is not a giant Hollywood budget. We had 45 days to shoot the movie. We had to shoot it on the ground, and we also had to shoot it from the air. So we had to be very efficient and keep moving. So what that does is make you plan. So if you're asking what do I do as a director, I really believe in diligent pre-production and prep and storyboarding and figuring out what your shots are going to be before you get there. And that doesn't mean you're confined to that shot list. It means that you have a plan, and then if something better shows itself on the day, sure, you move and follow an instinct. But in this country and on smaller budget, to be a director who kind of arrives and then starts wondering what he'll do, and I've worked with directors like that, and they're like, well, maybe we'll look here, and before you know it, the day's gone, and they actually don't get the coverage that they want. So I believe in strict preparation, and then you can maneuver within that.
You're a scriptwriter, producer, director, actor. How did you get involved in this industry? And I'm sure that difficult conversation with the parents. How did it start?
You're very astute, the difficult conversation with the parents, yes. Well, I have a strange background. That my parents were actors when they were young, and so I grew up going to the theater and watching the theater. And if I did a school play, my parents would stand me on the 3 little steps in the living room and make me rehearse. And they didn't go, oh, darling, you're wonderful. Not at all. My father would go, Gavin, don't act, be. You're representing another person. This is not about your ego. Honor that person. Now go do it again. And so I grew up around that kind of no nonsense, no glamour, celebrity. It was about the work because they were theater actors, and there wasn't a lot of money in theater. And pretty soon, my parents decided that if they wanted to send me to a decent school, which I was very lucky they did, only after my parents gave up acting. And my dad finished his architecture degree and became an architect and ultimately went into business. And my mum gave up acting and became a school teacher. But they still had that in them. So as I was growing up, they trained me as an actor. But then when I wanted to become an actor, at the end of high school, my dad said, what are you talking about? This is great fun. This is good for your sense of empathy with others, but there's no money in this. Go and do a law degree. So I did. I just didn't know how, in those days, in the late 70s, early 80s, how it was really possible to have a career in film in a meaningful way growing up in South Africa, where television only started in 1976. I was 13 years old when I first saw a TV set. So it just wasn't in the mind that you could really make a career of it. So I did the law degree. I did an economics undergrad degree, and then I did a law degree. And I was lucky enough to keep acting with some drama students at the drama school. And an agent, Moon Yin, saw me in a play and signed me. And I didn't know until years later that my father and Moon Yin had spoken. And she'd promised him that she would not allow me to be an actor until I'd finished my degree. So every time I said I was leaving law, Moon Yin would say, no, you need to finish this degree again. Yeah. I didn't know that she and my dad had this conversation. Anyway, that was 30 years ago. So, wow. I practiced law for about 4 months. And after 4 months working at a law firm, I finally had the courage to say, okay, I've done that. And I learned a lot from law, by the way. A lot of my films deal with legal questions. But I needed to go back and be with cameras and be around storytelling. And then it took another how many years till Tsotsi. I was 40 when Tsotsi happened, so I think I'm about a 15-year overnight success. And a lot of times I thought I've made a terrible mistake. I remember in my 30s when I was struggling and couldn't get things made and making storekeeper with your uncle Winston for basically no money and thinking, is this ever going to happen? And at a certain point, you know, I'd been away from the law for so long that I couldn't really go back. So I had to keep going forward and eventually get my films made.
You know, I can only imagine from what you've just said, the lessons from your parents, you being grounded as a South African in your Hollywood life. Tell me how you're able to do that and what values you hold very close to yourself.
Well, thank you. I hope I'm grounded. I mean, one of the things that I try to do is keep my family life outside of this business. You know, we talked about that earlier before we started recording, but it's important because we're doing a job where we have to be in the public eye to an extent, but it's still a job. We're trying to deliver good entertainment to people. And as my father said when I was young, this is not about you and your ego. If you're going to represent emotional truth and tell stories that move people, get out of your own way and honor the story that you're telling. And I think that's maybe what keeps me grounded. Fame, I've seen fame in Hollywood really mess people up. Yeah, I don't know that I could answer it better than that.
Okay, I'm sure many out there, the viewers, would like to know, you know, some of your advice or insight or inspiration on being a South African who wants to make it in Hollywood.
One of the things that I master a lot is you know, how does the South African actor make it in Hollywood? Young actors want to come over and have coffee and have lunch and ask me to put them in my movies. And first of all, I don't make movies that often. You make a movie every 3 or 4 years. Movies take a long time. So if you're relying on one South African director who may or may not have a part for you, that's a really bad idea. Here's what I would say. There is a reason that there's a structure to the business. If you're going to make it as an actor, even if it's a South African actor who's known, the people who need to know your work are the casting directors. And because the casting directors watch everything. When we're directing, we don't often have time to watch as much work as we'd like to. So I don't see every film, and I should, but casting directors watch plays, they watch films, and they are the first entry-level well, they're the people who spot entry-level talent. And then they know lots of films being made. So the best advice I would give to young actors or people who are acting or who want to be acting is just, again, as my dad said to me, focus on being really good at your work. And you will find your way through, because casting directors will see you, you'll get into movies, you'll do well in that movie, and the next one will take care of itself. There's no sudden jump. It happens once in a blue moon that we hear somebody got cast and well, that's unusual. Mostly people have to just work at their craft. I know for me, it didn't happen overnight. You know, I made a lot of films, the educational dramas that I made for years. Then I made Storekeeper. Then I made A Reasonable Man. Then I made a crazy Polish film that I was asked to fix when a director got sick, and I took the job because it was good practice. So work hard at your craft and focus on that. And if you get good at your craft, the opportunities will come.
Now, Gavin, I want to know what's kept you going. You know, you've mentioned it's taken you many years to get that, you know, breakthrough, according to critical acclaim, of course. But what's kept that perseverance going?
What has kept me going? A mixture of two things. At one point, I wanted to go back to law because I thought maybe I'd made a terrible mistake, because this is a tough business. You know, it's feast or famine. You don't get paid while you hone your craft. What kept me going was a love of storytelling. A love of working with actors, a love of photography, and a desire to, I guess, pursue a job that allows me to enter different worlds and not just stay in one place. I've been very, very fortunate to work all over the world. At times it's really nerve-wracking because you're only as good as your last film. You don't get a monthly check. And during my 30s, I drove a flower truck in London for a couple of years while I worked on my writing. I'd been given a small loan, £5,000. Sounds like a lot. It doesn't keep you alive in London for more than a few months. So I took a job driving a truck for a flower company while I worked with a British company that had optioned A Reasonable Man on improving the script. fortunately, I don't have to do that anymore. I've cleaned windows. I've done lots of weird things. Fortunately, now my directing pays for my kids to go to school.
Gavin, what an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I can't wait to see the movie.
It's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Wise words from an internationally acclaimed, proudly South African film director. I, for one, am leaving with these 2 lines. Do not act, just be.
Don't you want to be in a superstar film where it's just food and a Hollywood director and you're just, you know, it's on a big screen and you're just cooking? Do you have
I thought we were kind of on our way to do that from right here.
Oh, so this is where it is?
Yeah, this is where we start. No.
Hollywood, here we come. Hollywood, here we come. Finally, we get space in the kitchen where it's just women and food. I mean, for the whole show, it's just been so, it's been busy.
I know, you know.
Yeah, and
all
fingers, and you know, now I could talk to you.
Exactly.
What are we making now?
Today we're going to make Filo pastry pies. Because as you know, when you're entertaining, you want to be the hostess with the mostest. Yes?
Yes.
So the whole point of today was that you can prepare stuff the night before, and then when your guests are there, you can actually interact with them and just make it look like you're the domestic goddess.
So what does Filo mean? It's like a feeling? Filo.
It's
Filo. Feel it.
Well, if that's what you'd like, that's a lot sexier than I think what it actually is. It's a Greek kind of pastry. I'll show you here. It's really, really thin, and it doesn't really take on much taste, except it's really just a carrier for the butter, which is a great thing. And then you put whatever filling you have inside it, and it really acts as a texture. So today we've got...
And that's raw?
Yes, this is raw.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is, I've cut off the edge here, and I'm going to do one more incision down here, so we're getting equal squares. And I'm going to put 2 sheets down, and I'd like you to brush the edges with some butter.
Can I use this?
You may. There you go.
Thanks. Can I use that brush?
You may. Do you feel like an artiste?
I do.
Okay.
L'hermbau. Painting the paste.
The edges, can you? Let's take two. Yeah. Do that one.
I wanted to paint.
Getting so
the
involved in this artistic edges.
All 4.
Like you can be quite liberal. So all the edges, because what you're going to do is fill it with pumpkin and sage. You can really do any kinds of filling. You can do leftover chicken, you can do teriyaki beef, you could do, you know, tried and tested sort of spinach and feta and mushroom. Whatever you'd like.
And it has to be sheets of 2 all the time so that it doesn't seep through. Correct?
Exactly. I mean, you could do more sheets, but then you don't want it to have too much pastry.
Yes.
Even though this is a really great texture. Very nice work there.
And is the pumpkin raw?
No, the pumpkin's been cooked.
It's cooked.
You can bake it with a bit of cinnamon. You could do coriander and chili if you were that way inclined. I would also actually have liked to add some sage in here. So there we go.
Oh, nice.
So what I'm going to ask you to do is maybe do 2 more of this painting because you've done such a good job.
Thank you.
And then I want you to have a go at squeezing the whole thing together.
We like squeezing. We can squeeze.
Okay, so I'm going to do this first one. You sort of take all the corners.
Okay.
And you gather it like a little gift. And then you squeeze it all together.
All right.
I'm going to stick that there, and then you can just paint the outside.
And how's the pan? Should it be sprayed, or should we just leave it that way?
I think you're going to put enough butter around the edges, and maybe just on the top, so the entire thing gets brown and really crispy, because that's what the Filo's there for.
All right.
What are some of your favorite fillings, do you think?
Can I put chocolate in?
You could. You could do chocolate and marshmallow.
Yes.
Because, like I said, there's no real flavor in the Filo. It's all going to be
chicken. I love my chicken.
Everybody does.
Leftover curry.
Actually, that's a very good one.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we've got 2 of those. I feel like that's good.
I think so.
Yeah?
Should I paint that as well?
Yes, please paint that.
And any type of butter works, right?
How many kinds of, you mean salted or unsalted?
The butter, can I use any? I won't say brand names, but like any butter.
I feel like all butters are made equal except for salted or unsalted. I tend to use salted because, I mean, salt adds to the flavor. Exactly, it's all about the taste.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then all you do is stick this in the oven, 180 degrees, and you wait. Preset, got to preheat that.
Yes.
And then you wait for it to get golden brown on the outside, and that's when you know that when you bite into it, it's just going to crunch. it's just going to
It goes grrr.
Exactly, and that's what you
Well,
want.
while I stick this into the oven, I'll be seeing you after the break, so stick around because I'd like you to see me go into this and I'll tell you what it tastes like. See you now. Go. Welcome back, and you're watching the weekend edition. As we wait for our pastry to still simmer and get ready for us, because I can't wait to taste it. It's not fattening, right?
I'm going to say no for this program.
Oh yeah, but she who eats runs. So even if it is, it's
There we go.
okay.
There we go.
It's okay. It's all right. So, as to remind you that this show is to help you prepare to become the host with the most. When you have friends over, to create a beautiful lunch with decor and ideas of how to host your friends over the weekend. How do you prepare your food? How do you store it? Do you put it in the fridge? Do you leave it out?
You definitely need to put it in the fridge, and the main thing is that you need to keep it airtight, because that's how food oxidizes and goes off.
You're right, because when you keep it in plastic, it comes out and it's dry, and you can't
Exactly.
have it.
So things dry out in the fridge.
But we've been making so many good things. Are we ever going to have dessert, like sweet things, good things? Are we going to make something yummy?
I believe that no experience is complete without something sweet. Yes. And this is kind of on the savory end of sweets. So today we're going to make some chocolate truffles. We're using dark chocolate today, but you could
Yummy.
use milk chocolate or white chocolate or whatever you really want to. So is our pan on there? Can you?
It is. It's warm.
We have got some cream. Got to have some sizzle.
So what are we making?
We're making chocolate truffles, and I'm going to flavor them with some chili. Are you a fan of chili and chocolate?
Yes.
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 See, so I think what you could also do is you could add nuts to this. You could do coconut. You could do, what are some of your favorite flavors? Like, orange. You could
Orange
do
is
thyme.
nice, 'cause
Orange is
they're
beautiful.
Mm.
Okay, let's just see if this is warming up enough, because what we're going to do is warm the cream enough.
And this is plain cream. It's not mixed with anything.
No, not yet.
Okay.
That's when you could add your flavorings. You could add cinnamon. You could put orange peel in there. You could probably even do more coconut butter, because, that seems to be the theme of the day.
Yes, coconut for everything.
Exactly. So the chocolate goes into a bowl, and you're going to use the heat from the cream to melt the chocolate.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to pour cream into chocolate. You look like you're about to pour the chocolate into the cream.
Yes.
No, stop with your
It's
mouth.
the other way around.
It's definitely the other way around.
And it needs to simmer.
Well, you don't really want to... You want the cream to get hot enough but not boil.
Okay.
You also want to keep stirring it so that the milk or the cream doesn't burn on the bottom. So you're going to get that burnt flavor throughout the entire dish, which you
Right.
don't want.
And you don't want that.
Nope.
And the
See-
smell throughout the house.
Exactly. It's the
Yes.
worst thing. Actually, the only thing worse than burnt milk smell is burnt toast.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And it lingers.
Exactly.
So your heat should always be like on medium.
Yes. I think it's time for us to pour the cream into the chocolate.
Okay.
Do you want to stir while I pour? There you go.
All right. And I know you're probably wondering where the guys are. They've decided to go have a rehearsal for an impromptu jam session that they're going to have for us at the end of the show. And they felt that it's something that we can't hear or see until they're ready. So they've given us time to bond and do what girls do best, run the world.
Agreed. Or are they just shirking?
Yes.
Shirking on their obligations.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so the greatness of TV is here's one that we prepared before. So what you
But
need
I'm
to
enjoying this, is nice.
Okay, you keep stirring there, girl.
Yeah.
So you stir in all the chocolate into your cream, and then you put it in the fridge to sit, because it needs to be quite hard. Got here a melon baller.
Ooh.
It's one of those tools that you may not have.
No,
'Cause
I
it's a-
don't.
I feel like melon balling is very 80s.
I don't even know what that is.
Anyway, here we go.
It looks like a small ice cream spoon. But what is it used for originally?
In any kind of melon, you can scoop it out and then you could have little spheres of lemon.
Okay.
It's not a tool that a lot of people
So
would
if
have.
I don't have that, how is that going to now mess up my dessert?
Definitely not. You could use a teaspoon or you could use a tablespoon depending on how big you want the balls to be.
But that just makes you look like a pro.
Exactly. Don't you all want to look like a pro? And then, see? And then you just make little balls of this stuff. Where's Ifani when you need him?
Yeah.
To make all full balls.
He's singing somewhere.
Somewhere in
out
the
there.
room. Okay. So this is not the best size ball here, but again, we've got some that we've prepared earlier. Now, not
Yes.
everybody's going to enjoy chili, even though I do. So what you could do is either put some chili on the side so that people are able
So they
to
could dip, yeah.
Exactly. Or you can just sprinkle them over the top. There we go.
Oh, wow.
And there you have it. It's something you could prepare earlier, and then people still get a sweet treat, and you can still go and enjoy the rugby or enjoy whatever you're doing in the afternoon and be part. You want to be part of it and not
You
slaving
do.
away in the kitchen.
You do. And can you have it with ice cream on the side?
I wouldn't necessarily have this with ice cream. I would definitely maybe do chocolate ice cream if you're that way
Yes,
inclined.
yes.
Or chocolate pops.
Wow, that would be nice.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, let's check on the Filo pastry to
Yes,
see
let's
what's
do that.
happening there. Do I still need to stir? 'Cause-
No, you're done.
All right.
Make the slavery stop.
Oof. Amazing. Lovely. So what's happening here? Oh, it's looking lovely.
There we go, and we've got that beautiful color on there.
And do we take it out now? or
Yes,
do
I think we should.
Okay. Oh, it's sizzling.
Look at that.
Look at that. Let's put that on the side.
And this was a really, really easy thing to do. Do you think it's something that you would make when people
I
were coming
would,
over?
because it didn't take long. It was about 6 minutes, and it's ready, and it looks real. It looks serious.
It looks so professional.
It does. It does. So as you can see, that it's really easy to prepare a lunch, a dinner, just to entertain and become the host with the most. I'd like to say thank you so much to Kamini for sharing so many tips to making us seem pro when we're not even real chefs.
Only a pleasure.
Hungry people vibes.
Definitely.
So how do we then find you if I need to visit your blog or check you out to just find out more things that you found out, because you travel as well with food?
Well, you can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat these days. Are you on Snapchat?
I'm on Snapchat.
Yeah?
I'm on Snapchat.
Well, it's going to be at Kamini Patha on everything.
On everything.
On everything.
So guys, let's cook, tag her, show her, and probably should give us a like. Who knows, right? As Nambita continues her exploration of the small town of Prince Albert, she finds plenty of gems to extend beyond great food and historical buildings. For visitors that are looking for great entertainment, the local theater offers quite a treat. And this is the pride and joy of Prince Albert. Let's check it out.
I think I just found my mecca. Lights, screen billboards. Who knew the Karoo had a glamorous modern theatre like this? I mean, Senfuno egg tangoku.
A unique experience in the heart of the Karoo, the Showroom Theater is a multicultural venue for the community and visitors alike, and functions as a theater, cinema, gallery and seminar venue. It's the brainchild of local businesswoman Sharon Landman and filmmaker Johnny Breert.
So I understand Johnny is in Puerto Rico.
Yes, he is.
Sharon, tell me how this glamorous gem in the Karoo actually came about.
I think I did it on a bit of a whim. We had property in the industrial area and it wasn't really conducive to a theatre, and this property came on the market after we decided not to go ahead. And I phoned Johnny and I said, I bought the property, are we doing it? And he was very, very happy. And this is how it started.
Speaking of community involvement, Fari, you as management would obviously be able to tell me about the day-to-days.
Yes. We are now 3 years running, and in that 3 years we done 112 live shows.
Sure.
And we did about 5 community shows that we involved the community. We done a whole free show where we invited the police department and the prison department and the hospital people and the old age home. And we really try to get the community involved. It's so nice when people come into the town, the first thing the people say is that you see our lovely theatre or our world-class theatre. So all the people that comes in the town comes to our theatre. So yes, we've done a lot for the community over the 3 years.
I absolutely agree. And I know Johnny isn't here, but this decor is an absolute feast for the eyes. Tell me a bit more about what inspired it.
Well, he's always loved Art Deco. I've also liked Art Deco, but he's taught me a lot more than I actually knew. And a few things that we sort of agreed on, you know, what we should do here or there in the entrance, but most of it's all Johnny. He's absolutely magnificent. This is why he's a production designer.
So, Indie Film Festival, why is it important for the showroom to host?
Well, the exposure that the showroom gets is unbelievable. We need it, you know, in the town. We need Prince Albert to be exposed. You know, it's one of the fastest growing small Karoo towns in the Western Cape. And we need the tourism to make Prince Albert the special town it is in the Karoo. And Prince Albert's grown tremendously. I can see by the figures at the hotel, the occupancy and everything over the last 4 years.
I absolutely agree, especially after spending the whole day here and having a feast. So, sustainability, the future, where to from here for the showroom?
Yeah, no, we're just growing every year. What we're trying to do is to do more corporate events as well, that we can make a bit of money. So we invite corporates to come and do the year-end functions here, or seminars. We've got a world-class theatre with world-class equipment. So we've got lots of guest houses where people can stay. So the whole community benefits. So the future is, yes, we're going to keep on doing live shows. We're getting international artists. We're getting also local artists and exposed upcoming artists that performs here. So yeah, the future is just going to grow and grow and grow for the theatre and for the town.
Okay, so on that note, let's do a gentleman's handshake. As an actress, I will definitely come back and do a show. How does that sound?
We will love to have you.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Co-owner Johnny's future dream is to also develop a film school within the showroom, which has already hosted top performers like Barry Hilton and Heinz Winkler.
I'm in the middle of a screening still, but I had to sneak out and tell you guys, I think I officially found my Mecca in the heart of Prince Albert, the jewel of the Karoo. Let me go back inside.
Who says that a small town can't boast a thriving arts and performance space? With its Art Deco glamour and strong support of local cultural development, the showroom is a masterpiece of its own.
South Africa, you are beautiful. I mean, it's only 4 hours out of Cape Town, and Prince Albert exists. So next time you've got time, take your friends, road trip, short left, and go check out South Africa, because we've got amazing places. Now, the guys have been gone for a while. As you've seen, they've been out of action, MIA. They've been practicing for this impromptu jam session that they want to have for us. So after the break, you know, Mr. Gold and Ifani are coming together to give us something, and I believe you eat and you sing for your meal, right? So they're paying it back. See you now.
It's a weekend.
When you put artists and music together, you're bound to get a creation. Not a creation on a plate, but a creation for life. Something you can listen to. I call it a VR6 free flow, but they'll tell us what came about this. So what do you call the song?
It's a freestyle.
It's a freestyle.
You are right, it's a free flow. You know, it's a mixture of songs, VR6 type.
I mean, we've met before, so I mean, we've had a similar energy before, just kind of, you know, knowing his ability, and I just love playing guitar.
So you guys were not shy?
Never.
Not at all.
You can't be born like that.
You can't be born shy?
No.
Well, take it away then.
All the times that you ran on my parade, and all the clubs you get in using my name, You think you broke my heart, oh girl, for goodness sake. You think I'm crying on my own, but I ain't.
Never.
And I didn't want to write a song, cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care. I don't, but you still hit my phone up. And baby, I've been moving on, and I think you should be something I don't want to hold back. Maybe you should know that my mama don't like you, and she likes everyone. And I never like to admit that I was wrong. And I've been so caught up with my job, didn't see what's going on. And now I know I'm better sleeping on my own. Cause if you like the way you look that much, then baby you should go and love yourself. Ifani.
Should I done it bit? Hell no. Am I gonna ever quit? Hell no. Am I running with this team? You know you're right. I bring the levels to this thing. Hey. Rap. Got out now you sent. I-bank account clean boy vasenge handy Andy. Teni ngati wenu hleka no fetro. Teni ngati ufuna uhleka no khanyimba. Ever gonna quit? Hell no. Should I dumb it down a bit? Hell no. Am I running with this thing? You know you're right. I bring the levels to this thing. Mathew Gold, take it away. Let's go.
The key to ignition, popping fish out the kitchen, and mama rolling her body, got everybody to wish. Who's sipping on coke and rum? I'm like, so what? I'm drunk, cause it's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have some fun.
Hey, turn up. Hey, weekend edition. Hey, weekend.
Cause if you like the way
you look that much, then baby you should go and love yourself. Say what?
And if you think that I'm still holding on to something,
you should go and love yourself.
Love yourself.
Today, but as they call us, the weekend edition. See you tomorrow, 6:30, right here on SABC3. And say it out loud. You saw it first at the weekend edition.
Booyakasha!